I was on a tour a day ago and a night ago. And two people were late.
Dun,
And
dun,
then
dun.
I agree. That's what I did in my mind. So eventually they called me from the office. They tell me that they're going to meet me at the first stop, which was the butterfly farm. And then suddenly I'm writing something down and a guy talks to me and he's like, "I'm on your tour." And I'm like, "What?" And
What?
and he's like, "I'm on your tour. You left us behind."
No, he didn't.
And I was like, "No, I didn't. You were late." And he became very quasi and mad, and he threatened me, and then I stood up and got him in a chokehold.
That seems pretty dramatic.
Yeah, that was my day on tour. 2 days. No, a day and a night ago.
That happened?
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Tours and the Tour Guide. I'm your host, Brooklyn Valenzuela. And of course, it's with me, my wonderful husband, Luis Valenzuela.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. If you were on the bus with me, either on tour or on a transfer, I've missed you too. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say, please come back. I need you here. Hello.
Hello, love.
I love you.
I love you.
So there was a guy and a lady, so a couple, that was late for tour yesterday. Yesterday, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And this is Lotto, and she's kind of crazy, like this story. And so I have several hotels to pick up, and they have, a scheduled time for pickup, starting at around 9:10 a.m. And then the last pickup is 9:55. And then the tour.
How many hotels did you have in that time?
I had 8 hotels.
Yes, quite a few.
And the one in the middle, Embassy Suites, it's kind of in the middle of the pickups from the low-rise area to the high-rise hotel area. It's kind of in the middle. So I had more hotels to pick up later. And I get there at Embassy Suites. I got 2 couples, so 4 people in total. 2 of them are there. And I'm like, all right, let me give like a minute. Usually you shouldn't even give out minutes at all. Because like I said, we have more hotels to pick up and each of them have their time, right? Yeah. And Aruba is small. The hotels usually are not very far away from each other, but we drive a big, massive, gigantic bus, a 40-footer. And so what seems to be very fast on a car, like in and out, at the hotels, it takes some minutes for a big bus.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be on time, Anyway, I pick up everybody. First stop is the Butterfly Farm. I get there, and remember, I picked up all the other hotels, right?
So everybody else was on time.
Yes. And plus, you got a lot of time. Oh, yeah. So from 9:30 to 9:55 was the last hotel. So there was some time. No phone call from the from the office, nothing. I'm doing my pickups. Anyway, I come back to the Butterfly Farm, which is pretty close to the Embassy Suites. It happens to be. On that tour, there's other tours that you go elsewhere and it's very far away. Anyway, I park, and at the Butterfly Farm, they get a tour from their own tour guides at the Butterfly Farm. So they come on board on the bus, they put on a mic, and they give them some instructions before everybody goes out of the bus and then into the Butterfly Farm for the tour. And so the lady is talking, giving the instructions, the tour guide from the Butterfly Farm, giving the instructions to the people, and I get a phone call. I answer, I try to be very quiet, and it's the office, and they tell me, yo, the the couple that were late at Embassy Suites, they're gonna meet you at the Butterfly Farm. And that's when I realized how close Embassy Suites is from the Butterfly Farm. And that calmed me down a little bit. Because I was like, all right, usually, sometimes, many a times, when people are late, they eventually call the office, and the office obviously tells them, like, they cannot come back because they have more hotels. And usually they would take a taxi or something and meet you at the first stop. That happens whenever there's somebody late, right? So I was kind of expecting them to come and meet me on the tour. And that kind of brings a little bit of stress-ish, because you're like, all right, I'm gonna have to explain everything. Usually, people who are late and blah, blah. Anyway. But then when I realized that Embassy Suites is so close, that kind of, I was like, oh yeah, that's just right there, so it's gonna be fine, right? And the office, usually, depending who's at the base station, by their tone, you can kind of see or hear
how the situation's going.
Situation is gonna be. The guy was cool. He's like, no, they're gonna meet you at the Butterfly Farm. I'm like, all right, cool. So I grabbed the paper again, because I had 48 people. I scratched it and put 46. Mm-hmm. When they call me back, I scratched it again and put again 48. And so I'm doing that as the people already are going out of the bus. I'm writing that, and I hear on the side, I don't know, I kind of feel like, hey, or something like that, but I think it was hello or something like that, And I turn, and is a gentleman right there, and he's kind of like, not mad, but with a serious face, and he's like, we're supposed to be on your tour. And I don't know what to make of it yet, because I don't remember the faces pretty good yet, because it's just the first stop.
You do have like 48 people,
48
right?
people, yeah.
Yeah.
Later on the tour, you remember
start to recognize people,
but at the first stop, not so much yet. So I'm like, I didn't know if it was somebody that was on the bus already that needed to grab something. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm on your tour. I'm like, all right, you can go ahead. Okay, you're on my tour.
I just said this, by the way.
But then he continues by saying, we were the one, you left us by Embassy Suites. Switched right away, and I'm like, no, I didn't leave you. You were late. And he's like, in the panic of the moment.
Hate being wrong, don't you?
Yeah, it was a panic from being wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the lady, his wife, was all the way at the bottom of the bus, at the stairs. And she's like, all right, let's just go. Because I told them, stop, that the tour is already going. inside the butterfly farm, and you should follow them to get the tour, you know? And he wanted to continue arguing about the fact, and he's like, yeah, but it's not, you didn't even wait 5 minutes. I saw the time. It was 9:31, so it was 1 minute past their pickup time. And he's like, no, I was like, but you're late. You were late. I passed there. There were 2 people that got on the bus at Embassy Suites, so they were on time. I was on time. Everybody was on time except you. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, but this is not like, it's not as strict as an airplane. You know what I mean?
Turns out it is.
I'm like,
everything has a schedule, you know?
Yep.
Like,
I was just like, all right, you know what? Follow the group because they're going to get the tour in the butterfly farm. And if they miss that tour, they're going to get even more annoyed, you know? And so that happened. So later on, the lady and himself, they turn out to be quite lovely people.
that's great.
Because they happened to sit right behind me.
Because it was a full bus. If you get there early, you get your choice of seat.
So, but they were cool later on, and the lady was joking around all the time. He ended up asking me a lot of questions about Aruba and things like that. So it was a good conversation afterwards, but the initial interaction was kind of fun, you know? Which means don't be late.
Don't be late.
Don't be late.
That is... it's actually funny because it's like island time in Aruba. Everybody's like, oh, no, it's fine. We can wait 5 minutes. Not for your tours.
And the thing is, you got to be...
A catamaran would have went off without you. And they would not be sorry. They would not give you your money back. Everything has a time.
Yeah.
I've been on the tours here, and like the UTV tour, very on time.
You gotta be, because first of all, the tour itself has certain hours, right? In this particular tour, we work with the butterfly farm, then we go to the aloe factory. So other people have to do other tours within that tour. So you gotta keep time for the stops themselves, and then because to finish on time.
Well, if you don't, you're only cutting into your tour.
Exactly.
So, like, the aloe tour won't be able to give you your full tour if you're late to them, or the butterfly farm. So you're actually going to lose some of your money that you put into
Technically,
this. If you think about it that way.
No, yeah. It makes
sense.
Which
you should be concerned with what you're losing out on, you know? One, you'll miss out on your free transportation. You're going to have to take a taxi.
Yeah.
2, you're going to miss out on part of the tour because they're not going to wait for you. They can't. There's multiple tours every day at the butterfly farm and aloe and everything. And you have a slot.
True. And so I think also, and ultimately, the easiest, I think, is to just look at the fact that, or think about the fact that there's other hotels that need a pickup. They have their time. They are other people, guests that also paid, that the bus needs to be on time for them too.
Yep.
So it's being considerate for other people. I know that, so the getting kind of angry or agitated is mostly out of, I don't know, panic of being wrong. You know, we don't like being wrong, and you're kind of like become this very tough. We all do, you know, humans in general usually do. And so I understand the reaction because of panic, but this is a moment to learn, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need
it's not even like, it doesn't need to be stressful either. Like, it happens. Everybody's late once in a while. It does cut into what you're doing, so you need to kind of think through those sort of decisions.
Yeah.
Like, really kind of consider what is the impact of you being late.
Yeah. And it's fine. Ultimately,
Ultimately,
it's fine.
everything's going to be fine, though.
Yeah.
You're going to get there eventually. Everything's going to work out.
It's not fine to be late. I'm not saying it's fine in that sense. It's fine to be wrong.
Yeah.
And admitting it. It's fine. There's no need for that, but this, and that argument because of the reaction because of panic. It's fine. Calm down. Like, it's over. You're here. Let's enjoy the tour. And fortunately, like I said, they were marvelous people. And they were very nice at the end. I mean, throughout the tour. After that interaction.
At the end.
And the tour itself was marvelous. The group was amazing.
You told me they said hi to me.
Oh, they said hi to you?
Hi, everyone.
Yep. Because we passed in front of the house and we honked. And I'm like, oh, and this is the most important house on the whole island. And there you were, waving. And they're like, oh, that's so cute. And I'm like, that's my wife. Oh, and some of them clapped.
Aww.
And I cried.
No, he didn't.
I almost cried.
No, he didn't.
And so that was the being late. So if you're on a tour, don't be late. And
yeah,
if you are,
that's the only time island
panic.
time does not apply in Aruba.
No, does not apply.
Every-
At least not for me. I don't talk for other tour guides and companies, but you be on time.
I will, because I've taken a few tours. You don't want to be late to any of them. I didn't ever take a bus tour, though. I only took UTVs. I did a catamaran. They would have left without me.
Yes,
Actually, I think we were almost late.
Oh boy.
Because my mom. Sorry, Mom.
Mom, don't be late.
I don't know if we were almost late. Maybe cut that part out.
Never. All right, everybody. With that being said, thank you for watching. This is Tourist and the Tour Guide.
Are forgetting something.
What are we forgetting?
We didn't do our daily quiz.
Oh, we didn't do our daily quiz. That's why I have it right here. That was a test, just to see if you're paying attention.
So I had a test in front of my quiz.
Yeah. The word empapiamento, alegría, means allergy or happiness. The word alegría means allergy or happiness.
I'm gonna go with allergy.
All right. That is indeed wrong.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was wrong, but I was like, I don't know. And I wanted to be like,
Alegría
alegría.
is happiness.
Happiness.
Yes.
You heard it here.
It's kind of the same in Spanish.
Well, you can see how well my Spanish lessons are going.
Yes. Well, my friends, you can win them all. No. It was a pleasure. This is Tourist and the Tour Guide.
Thank you for watching. And if you would like to participate in Tourist versus the Tour Guide, you can visit
ArubaTNTG.com. ArubaTNTG.com. So Aruba versus the Tour Guide is where we play little games and quizzes like these, and usually win like a dinner or something for my beautiful wife.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also play and challenge the tour guide, myself, and same thing, little games and quizzes about Aruba, Papiamento, the native language, so you learn about Aruba in a fun and interactive way. That was good timing.
That was great timing.
And you can also win, like, we take you out to dinner and little prizes, discounts, and things like that. So if you want to do that, arubatntg.com. And if you like this format, which is tourist and the tour guide, this is where I come home from work, from out there in the world of tourism, and tell my wife all about the world out there at work. So thank you for watching. This is Lotto. That other one was Denali. This is my beautiful wife, Brooklyn. And I'm your tour guide, Luis. Thank you all. We love you all.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Peace.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.